We are Sorted, a group of mates who have your back when it comes to all things food. From cooking battles to gadget reviews
And it's not worth it.
and cookbook challenges to a midweek meal packs app.
Crack your eggs, bake.
We uncover the tools that'll help us all cook and eat smarter. Join our community where everything we do starts with you.
Hey, welcome to Sorted. Now today we are revisiting our first ever Ultimate Battle from 2015 to see if our home cooks, Jamie, Mike and Barry, have improved. Let's remind ourselves of what they got up to last time.
In the first pancake battle, I made the fluffiest pancakes ever with a bacon weave and maple syrup on top. It won, but it wasn't perfect for Ebbers. So this time, I'm going to make it perfect. So they're gonna be more fluffy. They're gonna have bacon in the pancakes, and they're gonna have the most amazing sauce Ebbers will ever have seen. So it's perfect.
Last time, mine was an attempt at pancake art, but let's face it, I let myself down. This time I'm adding substance to style, and I'm going for beetroot, salmon, and dill. I'm mixing the entire thing up, and I'm going a bit crazy. I'm going bold, but I think it might win me this battle.
Last time I made salted caramel pretzel pancakes. Ebba said it was too sweet and the pancakes didn't deliver. But what really stays with me after 6 years is that I lost to a Barry Taylor spillage. So I'm taking the exact same recipe but just refining the technique and hopefully some of the flavours this time, because I've got it all to do.
So evidently room for improvement. Here we are 6 years on. They've each worked with our food team to tweak the original recipe with all the tips and tricks they've learnt over the years. 30 minutes to whip up your pancakes, and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, pancake!
First up, oven preheating to 200 degrees Celsius. I have a baking tray with a cooling rack on it. Our bacon is gonna go in there, no weave today. The fat is going to drip through the cooling rack onto the tray, and we're going to use the fat later for some pecans.
You complained last time that my pancakes were too sweet, so I've tried to alleviate that with flavours like brown butter. So I'm heating off a massive chunk of butter, basically cook it down until it becomes brown and nutty, and I'm going to use that to try and take the edge off some of my sweetness.
Pancake art relies on incredible skill by artists. I realised very early on I didn't have that skill, so I tried to hide that skill by throwing it at a piece of paper and pretending it was expressionism.
You did put the caveat of blaming the diner.
I
You
did.
said, I wouldn't expect you to understand.
That's the thing, as the years have rolled by, I don't feel like it's just my skills that have improved, but also I feel like I've understood more about the judge in front of me, how sophisticated and how incredible your palate can be. So I've designed this dish purely for you, Ben.
As before, going to sift my flour. I want these pancakes as fluffy as possible, and that means air. Baking powder, pinch of salt, eggs, and last little addition, Ebbers, go for some maple syrup in my batter. Add some flavour, add some sweetness.
I can't even remember whether I did this last time.
You've always been a crowd pleaser though, Mike. This was a fusion of kind of cookie dough, salted caramel, pretzel. You were just taking everyone's favourite things and put them into one plate.
It was very internety, wasn't it? As we know, wet into dry, and that is 3 eggs and milk a little bit at a time. Whisk it together to get all that air into it.
That's not how you did it 6 years ago.
That's true, actually. I've already improved.
Here to point out, I'm making 2 different types of batter. All will become evident very soon. 2 batters, 2 whisks. The other thing I've learned is multitasking is really important in the kitchen, and I've absolutely nailed it. So a little sprinkle of sugar in both. Oh, that's salt. Thanks, mate. Evenly seasoned both. Also important to point out that I am making savoury pancakes. Work this hard to get rid of the lumps. Running some butter through this as well.
And I feel like over the years, beyond just learning about basic recipes, we've learned a lot about the science of cooking as well, and why we do certain things. Learn anything about pancake batters or batters in general?
Cooling time is important.
Or resting time?
Resting time.
So yes, the cooling, resting time is important. Do we remember why?
Because of the air and the gluten.
The gluten. You've just been out, you want the gluten to kind of relax and hydrate with the liquid.
Now I'm looking for ribbons that will stay in the batter for a few seconds, because that thickness is what's going to help me create thicker, more fluffy pancakes than last time.
Love it when the butter sort of laces its way all the way through the batter.
See if that's a rest just here.
Hey, I'll tell you something completely unrelated, Ebbers, about cooking in butter. And that's to wait for it to stop sizzling and to stop bubbling. And once it's stopped making a sound, then to cook in it. Oh, that is looking amazing though. That is a good pancake batter.
We've had 7 minutes.
One batter done, into the fridge to rest up. Now, the second batter, this is where it gets a bit crazy, and I don't know if this is gonna work, because I've never made this side of it before. We're replacing the milk with beetroot juice.
I think as we've all adapted, none of us like washing up. It's about efficiency too. Interesting you've gone for 2 whisks.
The biggest thing I've learned is how to multitask. So I want to show that element off. I can't multitasking, can I?
It's wonderful and vibrant now. What happens to it when it cooks?
Now, last time, I went very, very simple. I went for maple syrup, and then right at the last minute, I poured over a load of bourbon and for some reason blowtorched it.
Yeah.
Which didn't have any effect.
No.
This time, I'm gonna take it up a level. I'm gonna make a butterscotch sauce. It starts with the caramel, heating sugar up in a pan, no water.
What I want to do is split that browned butter. You can tell this is right because it separates and you can start seeing some of the bits at the bottom, and that shows that it's good to go. No! Just as I poured it, it turned itself off. Right, let's try again. That'll do. It's lovely and smooth, and because it's a batter, it needs to take on all that flavour and rest.
Whilst they're resting, I'm gonna put my pans on. And when I say my pans, I've actually bought in my own pan from home because I don't trust the pans here. I've used it a lot and it definitely works, so.
I've never had a problem with the pans here.
For my flavour pairing to go with my pancakes, I'm going for a lemon cream cheese filling with smoked salmon on top. Sophisticated, much like yourself, Ebbers.
Something on your nose.
Just gonna mix this together and start loosening up. So this is just cream cheese, lemon zest, bit of lemon juice.
You have had 12 minutes.
The final element of my dish that's going to go on top are some roasted pecans. Now, roasted pecans in themselves are delicious, but what about if those pecans are roasted in bacon fat? Better.
This all looks wonderfully calm and controlled, Jamie.
Oh no, oh no. Caramel's coming.
There's a lot of smoke coming off that pan.
I think it's okay. I'm going to put my butter in. Give it a nice stir. Looks like honeycomb. Go in with scotch.
Are we going to get a little flambe?
Now, where?
I think it's probably gone now.
Nope, too scared.
And he lets us all down. You're
Great.
such a tease. He's not learned anything about non-stick pans and metal spoons, is he?
It's beautifully rich, creamy, and really, really smooth, apart from the big lumps of crystallised sugar.
Gently heat it up and it'll all come back together eventually.
Pancake pan, I'm going to oil it and then kitchen towel to get rid of the excess grease.
Nice even layer, and then you can use that paper time and time again in between each pancake.
Look, it's beautifully smooth now. Stop getting your knickers in a twist.
Nice colour though.
And also the smell does have that richness of the scotch, which I'd worry that you'd lose if you burnt all the alcohol off.
It's a cheats cookie dough. Last time I got in a mess. So I'm going flour, sugar, vanilla extract, the rest of my brown butter into a blender. Just add a tiny bit of milk. Oh, look at that. That is cheats cookie dough. Chocolate chips go straight in there. I'm going to give them a mix together, use it as a bowl.
Halfway through.
The first one always goes wrong for me, so I'm not expecting big things, but what I am going to do is put this one on the bottom and then get tiny little bits of cookie dough and just place them in the batter. So I don't need too much. I'm just smoothing over bits of cookie dough now. Once it starts bubbling, it's time to flip it.
If this has got you in the mood for pancakes, then check out the amazing sweet and savoury recipes from our cookbooks app. It's completely free for a month, including the other Sorted Club products. You know the drill, all the info is below.
I wanted to put pretzels through this batter, and I forgot, which is why we call that a test pancake. So I'm going to take some pretzels, I'm going to crunch them up, and they're going to go through my pancake batter. Hopefully that saltiness will cut through the sweetness once I add dulce de leche.
So here it's all about getting a nice delicate spoonful of batter, and then pollux. This is where I start panicking, because in my head this was going to be bonkers and irregular, but it's just not splatting the way I thought it was going to. I'm going to marble it instead. My thinking here is cook one side a little bit more than usual, because as soon as I flip this, the colour's going to go, and I want to keep as much of that beautiful ruby red as possible.
10 minutes left.
Okay, right, now it's time to multitask, because while that's doing there, I need to whip up cream and some icing sugar, because again, to take the edge off some of the sweetness, I want some fluffy cream sandwiched in between the pancakes.
8 minutes remaining.
Okay, well, after the 7 minutes it takes me to whip this cream, I might be okay. Looking good. It goes into the oven.
Oh, that was good. One worked, one did not. Okay.
So straight off here, yes, the beetroot's giving you a wonderful colour, but I like the fact you've upped your game on flavours. 5 minutes remaining.
I need this pan to come up to temperature.
They are very thick.
It is quite thick, isn't it, Ebbers? I've added a bacon slice into the middle, and then I'm going to gently push over some of the excess batter and top it up, if necessary, with some more.
Hot spots in the pan's always an interesting one. So I would say there, the best thing to do is to allow that pancake pan to come up to temperature for longer, so it's more even.
I'm going to put my pecans in whilst I wait.
I was just going to say about the multitasking, I'm glad you remembered.
Yep.
How's that hot spot doing?
This pan is all over the place.
6 years on, and we're still blaming the tools.
The last pancakes I made in the last battle weren't cooked all the way through, so I really want to make sure that we're getting enough heat through these and that they're cooking properly. I was going to put that vanilla extract with bits in it in there, and I forgot. So it's going in. I'm going to have to stir it through so carefully, otherwise you're going to get vanilla butter.
3 minutes left.
You want to see some art? And then we're going to go for a little, okay, gently does it. Dollop of beetroot on top. Okay, ready for this? Art.
Lucky you've got a rimmed plate.
I kind of like it. It's not what I expected, but kind of like it.
You now have 1 minute. If there's one thing we've learned, you can always hide the naff ones at the bottom.
That's not what I've done. Nuts on top.
30 seconds. Interesting that you've gone for really hot pancake and cream
I
and
know.
a stack that's going to slide and dribble.
No!
Oh no!
It was going so well.
10 seconds.
Dip your deal in some ice cold water. Brings it to attention.
5, 4,
Why is everyone laughing?
3,
It's
2,
an art, everybody.
1.
6 years on, still got the panic.
I've learnt nothing. Nothing.
Let's get them into the 60s.
That was unexpectedly disappointing.
We haven't tasted them yet.
Do you know what? I think they're going to taste great.
Pancakes thrice. Let's start with Jamie's. I'm going to take a wedge in the middle so I get some bacon in there as well.
Oh, there's bacon all the way through, Ben.
Well, I cut my first mouthful off the end, didn't have any, which is why I made the comment.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is a Jamie flavoured pancake.
There is so much going on. The pancake actually almost gets lost, but it gets lost around an incredible caramel butterscotch sauce. Those pecans have got a real bacon hit to them, probably more so than the bacon in the middle. You can see it's spongy, it's airy, the baking powder's done its thing. Relatively good even colour on the 4 we've tried. That is definitely an improvement. If I had to pick holes, I would say the consistency and uniformity of them wasn't great.
No more excuses, you're right.
This mess.
I can't deny that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is an excellent pancake. And the little bit of cookie dough in there is good. I love the texture, which I liked before, but I think it's even better when you through the batter and on top with the pretzel and a little pocket of chocolate. The cream melted a bit, but...
You're so generous.
Jamie's was an improvement on last time. Yours was a vast improvement. Straight off, I'm glad you bothered with a plate this time.
I actually think it looks really good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That jumps off the plate. I'm not getting beetroot flavour, but I've got so much of the lemon and the smoked salmon and the dill that it's a very fresh, very savoury, very delicious stack of pancakes.
They're 3 bagging pancakes.
My challenge is best plate of pancakes versus most improved. The third best plate of pancakes, rather than the worst, isn't even a plate, it's a basket, it's over here. I think it's great. I think you're just lacking a little bit on uniformity, but it was yummy.
Did you bump your head from that fall from grace?
Second place is the most improved, but Barry wins, because that looks great, but the flavour combination is so different to what you did before and is yummy.
Well done, mate.
Well done, Baz.
Good work.
But they're all good and all a huge step up. But I think testament again is how you can take one pretty standard pancake batter recipe and take it in 3 completely different directions, and they're all delicious.
Whilst I try to figure out where my life is heading right now, why don't you comment down below and let us know which pancake would have been your favourite?
Yeah, and which videos, recipes, overall fails from our back catalogue should we be trying to recreate and make better? Tweet us with the hashtag #FailsSorted.
I didn't sort my fails at all.
The nuts were a winner, a standout winner.
They obviously weren't a winner.
But in a pancake battle, you under-delivered.
There'll be other times where it just doesn't work. Radio waves.
You ebbers and flow.
I ebbers and flow. That's your DJ name, isn't it? I just realised. Ebbers and flow.